Today we celebrate the life of Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque, a French nun whose visions of Jesus helped spread devotion to the Sacred Heart. She was born in 1647. Her parents lived modest but virtuous lives, and Margaret proved to be a serious child with a great focus on God. When Daddy died, she was only 8, and she began suffering from a paralyzing illness. In addition to her father's death and her own illness, there was a struggle over the family property that complicated matters. During her illness, she made a vow to enter religious life, but as a teenager changed her mind and for a period of time lived a relatively ordinary life, considering even the possibility of marriage. However, that all changed when she had a vision one night while returning from a dance in which she saw Jesus being scourged. Margaret believed she had betrayed Jesus by pursuing the pleasures of the world rather than her religious vocation, so at the age of 22 she entered a convent. 2 days after Christmas in 1673, she experienced Christ's presence in an extraordinary way while at prayer. She heard Jesus explain that he desired to show his love for the human race in a special way by encouraging devotion to the heart that so loved mankind. She experienced a subsequent series of private revelations, but the superior of the convent dismissed these as delusional. This dismissal was a crushing disappointment, affecting her health so seriously that she nearly died. In 1674, however, the priest Claude de la Colombière became her spiritual director and believed her testimony, and not only that, but chronicled it in writing. Father de la Colombière, later himself a saint, left the monastery to serve as a missionary in England, and by the time he returned, Margaret had made peace with the apparent rejection of her experiences. With his help, she reached a point of inner peace. In time, however, many who doubted her would become convinced as they pondered what St. Claude had written about the Sacred Heart. Eventually, her own writings and the accounts of her would face a rigorous examination by church officials. By the time that occurred, however, Margaret had already gained what she desired, to lose myself in the heart of Jesus. She faced her last illness with courage, frequently praying Psalm 73, "What have I in heaven, and what do I desire on earth, but thee alone, O my God." She died in 1690 and was canonized by Pope Benedict XV in 1920. There you go, Margaret Mary Alacoque. Thanks to her, we have this great devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus.